although she'd been equally tempted by the caramel-salted dark chocolate from Madagascar and the rum flavour from Trinidad and Tobago. There were just so many gorgeous chocolates to choose from these days. Different. Oh, I wish I could cook like you, Minna laughed. Then you wouldn't have your big fancy job and a gorgeous apartment to live in, said Minna, looking around at her small, cramped kitchen. Not that she envied her sister at all, but one day she would like a decent-sized kitchen with an open-plan diner where she could entertain without having to leave her guests every 5 minutes. She'd even planned the layout in her head. When she and Simon moved in together, they could combine forces and buy a better place. Perhaps even a house. Despite their different personalities, both of them loved food and entertaining. It was one of the reasons they worked so well as a couple. "What do you want me to do?" asked Hannah, looking around. "If you could grate cheese for me for the nachos and make sure it's the cheddar and not my special Alpine cheese." "What's that for? Or shouldn't I ask? Is it a Mexican speciality that no one knows about?" Minna laughed. "No, we've been talking about developing a fondue recipe at work, so I thought I'd get some sneaky practice in at home. It really needs the right cheese. Amelie has been emailing me traditional Swiss recipes." "Oh, that's nice. How is she?" Amelie was Minna's godmother, who had been at school with their mother in a boarding school in France. Poor Hannah had missed out as their parents had not got around to christening her, although Amelie had, in her typically generous fashion, adopted her as an honorary goddaughter and always sent her birthday and Christmas presents. Good. You know she moved out of Basel and bought that little ski lodge place, which does sound gorgeous. She keeps inviting me to go and visit, and I feel a bit bad that I haven't, but it's not like hopping on a plane to the city. Where she is now is in the middle of nowhere. It's a 3-hour train journey from Zurich or Geneva. Not exactly a quick weekend break, then. Now, what do you want me to do? When you've grated the cheese, you could help me do the margarita glasses. What are you doing with them? I'm going to dip the rims in lime juice and then in salt to get a proper crust around the edges. She waved her hand towards the shaped cocktail glasses that she'd been thrilled to find in TK Maxx. And look, I'm going to sprinkle a little edible golden glitter in the salt to give them a bit of pizzazz. She was rather pleased with this idea, and even more pleased by Hannah's enthusiastic reaction. What a brilliant idea! And that's why you're the food technologist. I don't think creating a new twist on pasta sauce is that exciting. Minna tried not to sound too ungrateful. Working in the test kitchens of a major supermarket brand was a good job, a great job. It just didn't inspire her as much as it used to these days. Catering to the common denominator, like putting a more flavoursome bechamel sauce on top of a lasagna, could be a bit dull when she was wild to try new flavours. Now, if you're going to be my kitchen assistant, I need you to get cracking. Minna hummed away as she sliced and diced onions, seasoned chicken, and chopped a small mountain of chilies, like a mini whirling dervish. This was going to be a special evening, and the food just one small part of it. She wanted to show Simon just how much he meant to her. He'd become an integral part of her community of friends over the last year, and she wanted to share her happiness with them as well. Good friends were everything. She glanced over at the small tissue paper decorated piñata striped in pink and blue. Earlier, she'd stuffed the small pouch inside it, and now she felt a little thrill of anticipation at what Simon would say when it was released. By the time 6 o'clock arrived, and they'd both treated themselves to a taster of the freshly mixed margarita, virtually everything was done. Just time to get our glad rags on. Minna surveyed the kitchen and the neat rows of everything lined up ready. She called it Blue Peter-style cooking, with the emphasis on, here's some I prepared earlier, so that when her guests arrived, she spent as little time as possible in the kitchen, which was a challenge when you were serving really fresh, zesty street food. Somehow she couldn't help herself, and she did a little more prep as she waited for Hannah to finish in the bathroom, before she finally dashed in at 20 to 7. Taking the quickest of quick showers, she dragged a comb through her blonde bob, swiped a quick slick of pink lipstick over her lips, and brushed on a lightning layer of black mascara to darken her ridiculously long, pale lashes, which could have rivaled a llama. Done. She blew a kiss at her reflection in the mirror, fluttered her llama lashes, and darted back into her bedroom to pull on her new, bright fuchsia pink dress and nipped into the kitchen to put on an...